Rachel Harlow was, in my opinion, the greatest drag queen in the history of Philadelphia. She was a transgender pioneer who lived her life openly. And I don't mean just openly, she was in the newspaper constantly talking about her life.
She had that star quality. She looked gorgeous. I remember when we first met her for the first time, I gasped. I mean, she's still gorgeous.
We are a couple of bloggers, authors, and podcasters based here in Philadelphia. And we are working on a book about Rachel Harlow, local legend. In a nutshell, Rachel was a South Philly teenager who was assigned male at birth and was very feminine and pretty her whole life. She entered her first contest on Halloween night, 1966, and won it, and then swept every pageant and contest in Philadelphia in the first year of her drag career. Very quickly became a legend among drag queens, among gay men, among trans women in the city. She went off to New York to enter a drag pageant in New York. It was documented for a 1968 documentary called The Queen. She won that pageant. The documentary went to the Cannes Film Festival. She dazzled people there. A local nightlife impresario named Bobo Rosenbleeth, which is like the most old school Philly name you can think of. He had a string of nightclubs in the city, approached her one night. She was at one of his clubs and said, I want to build a brand around you. Your name should be in lights. A year later, he opened the club called Harlow's on Bank Street in Old City, and it was a sensation. I would give anything to go in here.
It was a club that everybody wanted to go to. There was always a line to get in. She talks about how it was always packed with everyone from Philadelphia and from New York, from everywhere.
It was Studio 54 5 years before Studio 54, and it was here in Philly, not in New York. So it was this moment. She's a legend, she's an icon, and she stepped away from public life in 1990 after the scrutiny got to be too much for her. She lives a quiet life. She's happy the way things are. It would be naive to suggest that trans people had it easier back then, because they didn't. But it wasn't the heavily politicized issue that it is now. It's important, I think, and she believes too, that people understand that 50 years ago, someone like her could live her life and be elevated. And if that was true 50 years ago, it should be a given in 2025, and it's not. The way Rachel's life touches on the queer history of Philadelphia, on the cultural history of Philadelphia, her story is so important. If I could get a statue erected in Rachel's honor, I would do that in a hot second.